Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. If you can hear me, put a one in the chat. All you Bush people, don't click like. I know you're here. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to the show. It's Friday night. It is Friday night. And if you can hear me, put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Excellent, 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 excellent. Good, good, good. Welcome. I got to go get my ashtray. No, I don't. It's right over here. I got another one in here. I don't know what else. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You guys sit tight. I'm going to go get my ashtray, and I'll be right back. Don't leave. Give me 2 seconds. Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on horses and sleigh. Hey! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, everybody in here now. I turn around 5 seconds later. Everybody and their mama here. Hallelujah. Let me put this phone over here. God is good. Yes, sir. How y'all doing? Welcome. Let's see what I got in here. I got a bunch of people. Y'all please click like. Uncle Fred, Charlotte, Gerald, Derek, Pig Feet, Sierra, Jacqueline, Kimberly. Ooh-wee. Got about Sweet Pea, Prissy. That's what we about to find out, Prissy. Pink Queen, welcome. How y'all doing? Oh my God. Let me go on up here so y'all can see me. Y'all ain't seen me since Thanksgiving, I don't think. I'm just messing with you. How y'all doing? Hey. How y'all doing? I'm trying out some new equipment tonight, so bear with me because the screen I'm reading from is right here, but the camera is right there and my other screen over here. So, yeah, a lot of people out here running got they red light. They been rocking and back and forth in they house scared. Oh my God, they're coming to get me. Oh, somebody send me a cash out. I'm gonna drink some bleach. Oh, let me stop. Woo! Lord have mercy. Yes, indeedy. I might pop my wine bottle tonight. For those of you who have a Cooper's Hawk in your city, I want to suggest you get this night jar. It is, but you got to be at the house when you drink it now. Night jar. Cooper's Hawk night jar. Bring you about $8, $9. And it's very good and very strong. And this one is the chocolate noir. Get this one. It'll have you right. It'll have you seeing visions. Yeah, welcome, Abba Love. Let's see who else came up here since I've been running my mouth. Patsy, Betty. Here he comes. So I'm gonna let him do his thing. And what's up,
Sure, he let me do my thing. I'm on vacation.
Me too. Till Monday. So I said we weren't gonna be long, and we're gonna cut to the chase. And we're gonna get down to it. Who paid it? Who paid them lawyers? Who paid for them lawyers, Harpo? Now y'all know I work like a Jamaican, so they say. And I ain't paid for no lawyers like that. Them lawyers running $500 each per hour. So let's just say the lawyers do 2 hours of work a day. That's just on the safe side. They're doing a lot more than that because this is a high profile case. So you're looking at anywhere from $2,000–3,000 a day. And you multiply that times 30 days of work, because they got to answer by the 6th, and then they got something else they got to do later on in the month because you got 30-day extension. So you got 2 lawyers and their law firms. What's somebody with math real good? I'm a little old man now, but somebody tell me what $3,000 times 30 is real quick, and put it in the chat. 3,000 times 30. $3,000 times 30. Let's see. Let's see if my mathing. 3,000 times 30. 30 days. That is, yes, Abalove, it is $90,000. Now you mean to tell me, Marcellus, and help me, you
excuse me,
everything better than me. Now me and you work hard. We work all up into the night. And me and you ain't dropping $90,000 on nobody. So how a man that working part-time and he ain't got no job nowhere else affording that? Minus, mind you, he ain't paid no retainer fee, because the retainer fee is on top of that $90,000. So we're looking at $150,000 somewhere in there, give or take. 100. Well, I'm just say 100 each. We're just gonna say $100,000 each, because each retainer gonna run you about $5,000 if you're lucky. So that's $10,000 on top of this 90 they got to pay. Because before they take your case, they're gonna take that retainer. Even though it's a high-profile case, and they might waive it, but very unlikely, because they know once you lose, because he gonna lose, that they ain't gonna see a dime of that other money, so they gonna get their money off the top. So we're looking at $100,000 between now and the end of next month. So I'm trying to figure out, in your last court document, you said you trying to find a lawyer, you ain't had no money, you're only working part-time. Then not only do you get one lawyer, you get 2. And because I like to do research, I said, what's the average attorney fee per hour over there? And it goes anywhere from $175 an hour all the way up to $615, $625. So I just brought it on down to $500 for the sake of this discussion. So we're looking at $2,000–3,000 a day times 30. That's a lot of money for a case. And if the case go past 30 days, which it will, we're looking at $200,000–300,000 real quick. On top of the fact that if you lose, you still got to pay Bishop Jakes whatever he wants. So we're looking at $500,000, $1 million, maybe more. True, Avalon, but still, the going rate. I'm just saying what the going rate per hour is over there in Pittsburgh. I'm being on the conservative side. So who paid him, how much they paid him, and why they paid him? So that's my questions.
Well, let me just say hello to everybody in the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I have a very bad sinus situation going on right now. And hopefully, when I get away from all of these aromas and smells and things, it'll help me out, because I got a whole lot of stuff, burning candles and all kinds of stuff. So let me just say,
I got that burning now.
Yeah, let me just say, obviously in my opinion, there's definitely a conspiracy here. You don't go from working part-time to now hiring 2 lawyers. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that after all of this, Duane Youngblood did not ask the judge to continue the case. He asked that the case be dismissed. And that is the key to this, because his thought process was, he said, well, TD Jakes has never sued me before for telling this story, so why is he suing me now? And the fact of the matter is, he never went on a platform that was as popular, as, he had before. And so, or the visibility, I guess you can say. I don't know about popularity, because I tend to believe that those of us who are on YouTube, we think we're more popular than we are. And, our audiences are tremendously small. It's a microcosm. We're known amongst church people, but the world doesn't know who you are. I listened to another lady the other day give some commentary to this. She said, I didn't even know who Dr. Dingleberry was. So there are some people that just, you think people know you, but they don't know you. Um, like I said before, Duane Youngblood's story is stupid. It's not going to go very far. This isn't going to go very far. 7 affidavits are not a case, and the man is wasting his time, and he's wasting everybody else's time. And I'll leave it there. That's my comments on that. So as far as providing these attorneys, I think that could be a part of the conspiracy too. Whoever's paying for it.
Yeah, because somebody wants to make sure that he don't flip, because he was out there by himself. And if he was out there by himself with no legal representation, he was going to throw himself on the mercy of the court, and he was going to tell everything that he knew. And they realized that, and they said, oh, we better hurry and get this boy a lawyer. And they got him two lawyers. They got 2 lawyers. So like I said, a case like this, because I was talking with the lawyers today, the ones I work with and the ones that I know. And I said, hey, a situation like this, he says, some people, like they said in the chat already, some people will take on a case like this because they know it's high profile and it's going to bring new business to their firm if they do a pretty good job on the case, win, lose, or draw. But there are other people that they're not going to take your case unless you, and I don't see these people jumping on board this train wreck and this headache just to get some publicity. I just don't see it, but I could be wrong. But my thing is, and I'm reading in the chat and I agree, he got something on somebody and they don't want it to be told. So they're doing what they can to appease him. And Bishop Jakes ain't playing. He got time and he got money. And his money long as train smoke, as I've been saying. And he's gonna get everybody straight. All the people with these YouTube channels that have been out here slandering him and lying on him, he's gonna shut them down. He's gonna put a hurting on their pockets.
Well, that's a supplying an attorney for someone is a band-aid on a bleeding artery. In this situation, it's not going to solve a thing. Now, for the optics, it may give you a little bit more time for you to finagle your way around and do some things, but it doesn't really solve a problem. Being that individuals who have been tied into this situation, I just don't think it's going to serve whomever paid for this attorney. I don't think, or attorneys, I don't think it's going to serve them well. So it's pointless and it's a waste of time.
Well, here's my thing. If you don't want to draw attention to yourself, Marcellus, you get out here and you say, well, I just got a part-time job. I'm having trouble out here in California finding me a lawyer, blah, 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 blah. Then 7 to 10 days later, here you come with 2 lawyers out of nowhere on a part-time job salary. Mind you, he paying bills out of that part-time job. So how is he still paying bills and paying legal fees? It don't add up. So when you do stuff like that and stuff like that happens, it instead of it taking the eye off of you, it put more eyes on you, because now everybody wants to know who paid for them attorneys, why did they pay for them, how much did they pay, and what's really going on. And that's where we are.
Yeah, I don't think, well, for those of you that are out in the listening audience, what I would say is a lot of these things that are happening are smoke and mirrors, and we don't necessarily have to be focused on the peripheral stuff. The nucleus of this case has been explained to us by Duane Youngblood during his Once Upon a Time in a Land Far, Far Away story that he tried to tell the judge. You know, I mean, seriously, you know, and we are now waiting patiently to hear his response on the 26th to tell us how 7 affidavits are going to prove something that happened over 40 years ago, that did not even result in him being SA'd, but it's going to simply tell a story. And this is Dwayne Youngblood treating us like we're church people, and we're just going to listen at what he says and listen to the story time. I think we all know better. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's going to be advantageous for him in the long run. And so it's a waste of time. So he can just do what he thinks he's going to do, but it's not going to work.
It's going to get bad. It's going from bad to worse, in my opinion, because he now has lawyers, and when you hire lawyers, that means you're going forward. So it's not his money. So whoever want to waste their money, that's on them, because Jakes ain't backing up. Jakes has gotten tired. Jakes, I'm gonna just say it how I feel. Jake's pissed off.
Daryl, I don't know if there's anybody in the Darylisms chat, but can you go over and take a look at the Darylism chat? I'm getting a message in regards to taking a look at that chat, please. I think
Okay.
somebody's over there cutting up,
Oh, okay.
and I don't have the ability to go over there. I'm on my phone.
Oh, it's nobody over there.
Well, what I don't know if they put them out or not. Let me check. Did they put them out? I don't know, because
I never saw it, because I can see all the comments right here without going over there. Both channels. So whoever said something, if they said something stupid, they already gone.
I don't know.
Yep. But
Okay.
yeah. So, but welcome, Bush people. Y'all please click like. Y'all please click like. Just please click. But yeah, I've been sitting there. I'm a conspiracy theorist, I guess, slightly. So I've been sitting there thinking about who, what, when, where, why, how, and why, and all that good stuff. And I'm like, what's the motivation for spending all of that money? And in order to spend that much money, first of all, you got to be in a position to have it, or to stand for it. But then once you do all of that, what's your motivation? Because this is a losing battle. I'm not saying that trying to, because I'm piling on and all that, but you just basically might as well open the window of your car and just throw the money out the window as you're driving on the freeway, because this money is not going to get you the result that you want. Okay, he'll be back in a minute. It's not going to get you the result you want. You spend in the next 30 days $100,000, and you spend on $100,000 the next 30 days. It's not going to get you the results you want, because this case is going to go forward, and it's not going to have the outcome that you want for your $100,000. Oh yeah, everybody's silent now, because when people start dropping paper on you, and when people start putting the word out that they're about to drop paper on you, that makes a lot of people shut up if they know that they've been lying and doing dirt. But if you've been telling the truth, hey, give me the paper, serve me. I haven't done nothing. Give it to me. Let's deal with it. But when you done got out here talking about some man tried to kiss you and had you reading Bible passages 40 years ago, and I can't even remember what I did when I was 15 years old or 16. I can barely remember that. And you're gonna remember and say all of this stuff. And then after all that happened that you say happened, years later when you get ordained, he presides over your ordination and you still ain't said nothing, it don't pass the smell test for me.
Well, I think any jury will be able to see the inconsistencies in these statements, and I also think that we're just the public. We're already scrutinizing this to the point to where this isn't adding up for us. Because so just imagine 12 jurors, which mentioning 12 jurors to me that this is pointless because I don't think it's even going to go that far. Um, this is it's going to go away, and but I do believe that as it as it relates to Duane Youngblood, that's not who they're looking for. Dr. Dingleberry is the primary target in this situation at this point, and these co-conspirators, because I do believe that there is history behind these individuals that we don't know anything about. And I've said it to you guys before. This goes deeper than just Carlton Pearson. This goes deeper than all of those other things. There's some things behind here that we don't know, that we haven't been able to get access to as of yet. But I believe as the situation moves forward, excuse me, then we should be able to get a broader picture and to be able to understand this a little bit better.
This is going to shake the church world to its core. I tell you that it's going to go beyond the church world, because Bishop Jakes is a public figure. He's not just a preacher. This man runs in the film industry circle, entertainment industry. So it's going to go way deep. A lot of people going to get pulled in. This is a serious thing. And a lot of people don't realize just how serious this is. This is going to be, it's going to has the potential for some criminal charges to be filed and people going to jail and people facing a long time in jail.
But I think that's going to depend upon how far we're able to move forward with this. But I believe that Duane Youngblood is most certainly at some point going to, run out of gas as far as his case against TD Jakes. Now, outside of that, outside of those co-conspirators, there's really nothing more than that I see as far as moving these things forward as far as criminal charges are concerned. But that's going to be dependent upon discovery and what he's able to actually get and the information he's able to pull from these people. So that's that part. And so, I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm tired. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we ain't gonna be on long. Like you said, it's deeper than Carlton Pearson and all of that. A lot of people's secrets are gonna come out now.
Well, Daryl, think about it. All of the people that we're dealing with, what more secrets could we possibly know? We know Dr. Dingleberry is as gay can be. We know that John Youngblood is, he's a couple of glasses of sweet tea past the limit. As you continue to, you go down this line, the only other people that you need to look into is these other co-conspirators and the people who are surrounding this situation. Now, let me be frank. I have a wide audience. I don't have anything wrong with anybody's life or who they are or who they choose to love. None of that means anything to me. But one thing I do know, and if I'm just going to be honest, and what I've been pondering over the last couple of days, it's always these gay dudes who are turning on each other. If you look at this situation, it is how are two men who had one's been accused of essaying young people, the other one's been convicted of essaying of people, and all these people have gotten together to now accuse TD Jakes of being an essayer and being a closeted homosexual. So all of them are spending all of their energy, time, and effort, excuse me, to out one another, and I just don't see I don't even see the purpose of this. What is the purpose of you outing TD Jakes? What is that going to accomplish at this particular point? Well, here's the thing, Daryl. Dr. Dingleberry has never been respected in the Christian community, and neither has E. Bernard Jordan. And these men have decided that they would rather, try and minimize other people's ministries, work, or whatever you want to call it, in society because they, of course, couldn't cut the mustard. Dr. Dingleberry he's never preached anywhere of any significance except them dark hotel rooms where he's currently preaching and doing all of his stuff. And then we're supposed to lean on him as being an authoritative figure as far as information. Remember, he said he was full of integrity, and TD Jakes' letter has proven that that's a lie. The stuff he submitted to the court has proven that's a lie. I'm just saying.
The whole weight of this thing. I don't know who Iona Locke is, Edward. So that's
Iona Locke. I know who that. And what was the question? I didn't even see the question.
Have we ever done a blog about Iona Locke's church? I don't even know who that is.
Okay, well, I don't want to get off the subject. That's not the subject that we're discussing. Let's move on. Okay. Yeah, we'll worry about Iona Locke in another video.
We get offline. You tell me who she is. And, but yeah, this right here, y'all, I'm serious. Mark what I say. If it sees the inside of a courtroom, a lot of people are going to mysteriously start moving and disappearing, and they're going to resurface in other locations. This has the potential to blow the lid off of a lot of people. And there are people in high places that do not want this case to see the light of day. And they're going to do whatever they can to keep it from happening. So I'm not saying what they'll do or how they'll do it because I don't know. I'm speculating. But I know when you go off into the deep water, you better know how to swim. And a lot of people out there treading in deep water don't know how to swim, or they're weak swimmers. And the currents and the waves are going to take you under, and the sharks are going to come get you. And it is going to be very bad. This man, I want y'all to think seriously. This man, less than 10 days ago, said he didn't have any money. He was working a part-time job. I know where he lives because it's public record, because he's a registered sex offender. He got a part-time job. He's paying bills off the part-time job and relying on the support of others. Then he writes a letter to the court saying he needs more time because he's trying to find lawyers locally. He ain't got no money. But then he mysteriously pops up with 2 lawyers, and then they grant him the 30-day extension because nobody wants their decisions turned over on appeal, because this man just got a lawyer. He needs time to sit down and talk with his lawyers and get his defense together, because he has a right to a vigorous defense.
How do you defend an attempted kiss, a bubble bath call, and 3 requests from a preacher that you claim that he made to you, but none of those things transpire? What kind of defense are you going to mount?
The best that they can do, just like people that represent people like Jeffrey Dahmer and Charles Manson. I mean,
well, maybe if this convicted essayer is going to mount anything, the only thing he was good at mounting was young boys in perilous situations, and I am offended that he would play on the intelligence of the public and think that some kind of way we are just so stupid. And see, this is the thing that insults me with this whole situation. How dare you, after becoming a twice convicted sex offender, come out here 45 years later to tell us this masterpiece theater story that you have essentially, in my mind, concocted with your co-conspirators, and to all of the people out there going, well, Marcellus, he may be telling some truth or some level of truth. Well, forget that. That doesn't matter at this point. The bullshit that we've heard thus far is his story. So I have to take him at face value of the story that he has told. This story is dumb as hell. It is disrespectful, and it plays on the intelligence of smart people. We're too smart for this, ladies and gentlemen. Period.
But the sad part is there are people in pockets out here believing it.
Believing what? An attempted kiss? Okay, I believe that. Daryl, I believe it. Maybe TD Jakes did try to attempt at kissing, but he didn't kiss him. So what's the point of this?
Money is a shakedown. It's a
Okay,
$6 million.
exactly, and that's what we know.
It's a $6 million shakedown. And the pie was already divided before it even got out there. You're going to get your piece. I'm going to get my piece. We're going to do this, this, and this. And then we're going to go off on to the next person. Shake them down again, I guess. That's just my assumption. I don't know. I wasn't in the room when the plan was concocted. But what I do know, when they go to court and those recordings from their prison phones get played in open court, that's when you're going to find out who helped him set this whole scheme up while he was still incarcerated. When they look at that visitor's log, who came to see him while he was in prison, who talked to him on the phone while he was in prison. All of that's going to come out in court. Because Bishop Jakes is going to subpoena all of that.
Well, we can clearly see that these people, we know that they're co-conspirators. We know about the podcaster, YouTube uploader, co-conspirator number one. We clearly see his situation in regards to this. So, thus far, and we don't know whether, it gets deeper, it goes further. We don't know that as yet. We can only speculate, which I assume it is going to get deeper for Dr. Dingleberry. Because Dr. Dingleberry thinks he's the smartest person in the room, but he already has admitted to so many things on these videos that it's utterly ridiculous to not assume that he had some type of part to play in this. And I think that's why they named him in those legal documents. So at this particular point, my thing is, I think Duane Youngblood's story is going to lead him nowhere.
But back to prison, it's going to lead him back to prison.
Oh, yes.
Because he's not supposed to be on the internet as a registered sex offender.
Well, I didn't even know that. Somebody else said something to me today about that. I don't know if that was you or somebody else. I didn't know that you're not supposed to be on the internet and all those other things. Maybe because of his work or the type of work he's doing, he needs to be on the internet. I don't know. But, I didn't know that.
With his crime of harming children, the internet provides him access to children. He can't be around schools, churches. He can't be around anything where children are involved. That includes social media.
Well, obviously he violated that.
Yes. So they could get him on that right there and send him right back to prison. But if it goes left for him in this civil case is a violation of his parole. And I don't see him taking the weight of this by himself. He's not going to go to jail and take the weight of this by himself. He's going to tell. Unless they can promise him that they got a stash of money waiting on him when he get out, somebody else is going to jail with him.
But what gets me with this stupid shit, if I'm going to be totally frank? All of the dudes that are around this whole story are a bunch of pussies. And it really pisses me off because it's such a monumental waste of time. If you're going to come out and tell a story, tell the damn story and let the chips, fall where it may. What are we even at this particular point? What are we talking about? We're talking about one accused essayer and another essayer coming for another preacher or going for a preacher. Okay, well, prove your case then, because otherwise this shit is dumb. I just have to be honest. With me, it's just all stupid. This is dumb.
I agree.
It's just dumb.
It's very stupid. You think you gonna send a letter? The reason he had to hurry up and get lawyers locally, Marcellus, no attorney in the state of Pennsylvania would sign off and for what's the guy, Tyrone Blackburn, will sign off and work underneath their law license in the state of Pennsylvania based on his track record and the fact that he's got sanctions and things in other states. They were like, no, I'm not going to put my license at jeopardy for this guy. So
Yeah.
so Blackburn couldn't represent him in this case because
Yeah,
there was
because
nobody in Pennsylvania willing to sign off on it.
because he's been brought up for judicial like misconduct allegations. There's been all sorts of things on this dude.
Right,
You
right.
know, when I listened to another podcast the other day that said he's tied to the DJ Academics case,
He is.
with DJ Academics and all of this kind of wickedness and all this kind of stuff. Well, Blackburn to me is insignificant at this point. They're just going to use him and probably call him in to talk about that stupid ass letter he sent to TD Jakes and who told him to send that and gave him the authorization to do that and where it come from and why did they have to run it past Dr. Dingleberry before they sent it out. You know, and Dr. Dingleberry lying to me, he only saw the top half of it. That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me whatsoever.
When he comes to court, Marcella, and they say, who paid you? Because Youngblood didn't pay Blackburn. Who paid you, Attorney Blackburn? Who paid you to draft that letter, and for what purpose?
Well, and
Why did
maybe
you contact the church and not his attorneys?
Youngblood drafted the letter for free in hopes that he was going to be getting a portion of the $6 million, and that furthers the fact that all of these people are working in conjunction and in a conspiracy.
Like conspiracy, extortion,
You know?
conspiracy, racketeering, blackmail, bribery, you name it. RICO laws.
Yeah, there's all sorts of scenarios in this situation if you think about it.
Ongoing criminal enterprise. That's how they brought the mob down. And it's gonna get ugly. And if they bring up RICO charges or extortion, there will be criminal indictments. And people are going to go to jail. And from what I look over there and see, ain't none of them built for it tough. So they're not built for prison. That life, they ain't about that life. They're going to shake and they're going to fold and they're going to start telling on each other. And all hell going to break loose. And I got time and I got a big cigar and my wine from Spain. And I'm going to sit back and I'm going to drink and I'm going to smoke and I'm going to watch the shit show.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's all it's been thus far as a shit show. I think when the other documents come out, then yeah, and after I come out with my next set of videos where I line up stuff on, individuals and their comments, and I think that when the attorneys get,
you gonna pick up on that PowerPoint presentation?
Oh yeah. I think that once the attorneys get a hold of that, and they can see the pattern of behavior by certain individuals, I would certainly think that it will lead some credence to the fact that this person's been doing this for over a year. And then my other part to that would be, all these people that are running around here talking about they know for a fact that TD Jakes is paying people off. A lot of these people are going to lead themselves straight into a lawsuit. Like I said before, you don't know if TD Jakes wrote a check to somebody for something, unless in the fourth section of that it said that he wrote that check for essaying them or some type of behavior. You don't know why those checks were written, and you don't know just because somebody told you something, that doesn't necessarily mean that stuff is true.
Exactly. You got a history of making people go away and disappear. Basically, you're insinuating that he's a murderer or he pays people to murder. That's what you're insinuating. People disappear. They go away, never to be seen or heard from again.
And that was slander too.
Yes. You're accusing someone of murder. Well, I can relate to that. I can relate to that personally. Being accused of murder, being accused of murder people, plotting to commit arson. I can relate to that. I've been accused of that myself. Recently, I've been accused of, I was supposed to set somebody's car on fire with their children inside. That's what I was accused of doing. I was accused of threatening to set a car on fire with 2 children inside.
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point,
on Friday night.
But I think at this point it just shows you the desperation of certain individuals to try and discredit others, and it's just backfiring. It's really seriously backfiring on them. And instead of them getting with and wind that their lies and their mistruths and misstatements are coming back to haunt them, they're just doubling down on new lies and new mistruths. And they're thinking that that's going to serve them well, but it's not going to serve them well, because at the end of the day, these court documents are proving other people correct about you and your behavior. Simple as that.
The black sand curses have backfired.
Mm, mm, mm.
All them black sand curses. Ooh, my. Black sand curses.
Yeah. I don't see where these folks think they can get away from that, And I just, Daryl, at this point in juncture, because I don't, I'm this whole vacation, I've definitely tried not to think about these people, and so the only thing I can tell you is, y'all better, these co-conspirators and these people, they better go see the wizard, because thus far their wonder powers have not been working well, and they need to get some help
immediately. I mean, from on high. They need to go to soothsayers, shamans, whoever they believe in. People over there practicing witchcraft and numerology and astrology. All that ain't gonna help you. You need a good lawyer and a good pastor. You are in trouble. And like I said, and we laugh offline. I said, I go to sleep at night and I wake up in the morning thanking God that my name is Daryl Moore and not on any of that stuff that none of it says Thomas Dexter Jakes versus Daryl Moore. Because he got long money. When I tell you his money long. The man owns oil wells out in Texas.
So let me ask you a question, Daryl. So now that Youngblood is filed this paperwork, what has him and his brother and all of them said about this $6 million request that went over to TD Jakes?
Nothing.
Because see, here's my thing: you don't get to backtrack, and you don't get to pretend as if you don't, that your hands aren't dirty when a $6 million request has been made. And my thought process is this: so this letter had to travel from several people. It went from Youngblood, from allegedly from Blackburn, to Youngblood, from Youngblood to Dr. Dingleberry. Dr. Dingleberry sent it back to, because Dr. Dingleberry got to see it before it was sent over to Jake. So my question to these folks at this point is, if you didn't want $6 million, or you had no, what's the word I'm looking for? You had no intention of requesting the $6 million, then why was that letter ever sent? You understand? And so let's just say this. Let's use this scenario. You're going to say, oh, well, Blackburn sent it on his own. What would be the motivation for the attorney to send a letter requesting $6 million for a client that he didn't even retain? He didn't even retain the client. The client had not even been retained yet.
That's the point.
I'm just saying, so as far as making a good case, as far as, being shooken down, this is going to be clearly, this is a clear-cut case. You'll be able to do it. There's no way around this. They can say, oh, well, Youngblood sent it and I didn't tell him to send it. Well, what would be his motivation for doing so? You weren't even his client.
And he didn't even have the smarts to pull this off. And he didn't have access to Bishop Jakes like that.
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
To get in contact with Bishop Jakes, it's almost impossible. You got to go through his assistants. They screen access to him. They prevent people from gaining access to him. That's their job. Keep these people away from me. Find out what they want. Take care.
Yeah, well, it didn't work.
It did.
Obviously. But I've given you guys at least 2 new scenarios to think about and ponder. If you haven't been thinking about it, no, I gave them to you. That first one is the Blackburn sending the letter without the consent of Youngblood, because I've heard that thrown around. There's no motivation for Blackburn to do that as an attorney.
Mm,
First, because they do have a code of conduct and a code of ethics that they're supposed to follow as well. So if he's doing that, that's going to come back to haunt him as well.
mm,
So there's a whole bunch of things here, you guys, that we just have to sit back and wait and see. I don't think it's going to take us very long for this to become clearer to us and for us to have a better view and picture of this. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll see some things quite well uh, um, in January and in February. I really do.
mm-hmm. But here's my thing, Marcellus. What's so significant about $6 million? If you're gonna go for a big amount of money, why wouldn't you ask for 10? Why wouldn't you ask for $100 million? Why
Well, I
six?
think
What's so
Well, I think
significant
they,
about
well, I think they thought $6 million was a low enough number that he could do with no problem and just sweep it under the rug and move on. It wouldn't hurt him that bad because of course, he has the money. But I'll be quite honest with you. I don't know. I can't say did I know the answer to that question.
$6
I
million
just
is an odd amount for an attorney to request. It has
yeah,
to
and I
it has to have
yeah.
been based on something.
Yeah, it had to originate from someplace. I agree with that.
Because I just don't see, oh, that's not some number you just pull out the air. I'm suing Marcellus. Oh, I want $6 million. Why not just ask for 10?
Yeah.
We that close? Give me 10. That's what I want. And then we haggle from there. You say, no, I ain't giving you 10. I'll give you 7. I still, even though I may have only wanted 6, I'm $1 million ahead. So you always ask for more than what you want, and then you haggle down, because when they're gonna lowball you and you go high. So in the middle is where you meet and you call it a day. $6 million is an odd number to ask for somebody when you're shaking them down. Most people, you look at movies, you look in real life, when they shake somebody down, they don't have no odd number like $6 million. They come up with a round, even number, a double digit number, like give me 10 million, give me 100 million, give me 100,000, give me whatever. But not no 60,000, 600,000, 6 million. That's an odd number. That's what sticks out in my head. I'm like, what's so significant about 6 million? What is that 6 million tied to? And then earlier today we were talking, and there was an incident with a security guard at one of Bishop Jake's churches, not even the one that he's the main campus one, but a one that's out. And they settled out of court with this lady. I don't know how much they settled out of court for, because it was the seal. The agreement was sealed. So I don't know. So I'm like, maybe that's some odd way. Maybe that situation is tied into this one. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Because again, $6 million is an odd number to request somebody. If you're shaking them down, you send them a letter. Oh, we want $6 million. Not 10 million, not 100 million, not even 50 million. 6 million is odd. It's just very, very odd to me. And when it goes to trial, even if it don't get inside the courtroom, when they start doing the back and forth, they go like, what's the big deal with the $6 million? Why were you doing that? And somebody's gonna have to answer to that. What was so significant about $6 million that you asked him for $6 million and thought it was okay? So
yeah, I would have to venture to say I agree.
he was suing me for $6 million, or would you just gonna say, give me 10, give me 20, give me 100, give me 50, whatever?
But see, here's the thing. I think that the number should be commensurate with the crime or the alleged crime. Who would think that an alleged kiss would tantamount to $6 million?
Or me asking you to read the Bible.
Yeah, or you taking a phone call from a bubble bath would constitute $6 million. So to answer that question, my thought would be it would have to be based upon the crime. But I don't know. But this man has been getting so much bad advice from podcasters and co-conspirators and all kinds of people. I would have no idea where he would get this number from.
Yeah, it's an odd number. That's why I'm stuck on that. I'm like, $6 million, $6 million. I'm sitting there. What's so significant about $6 million? The only thing I can think of, $6 million man, back when I was a kid growing up, Steve Austin, $6 million man. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, you talking about Ted DiBiase. You
Yeah,
keep
that's
calling
the
him
no,
Steve
Steve
Austin.
Austin is a TV show, but that was a little bit darn. That was before your time.
No, Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin was a wrestler too.
Yeah, but the
So,
TV show, the $6 Million Man, that guy's name was Steve Austin.
oh, was it? Oh, okay, I didn't. Oh, that must have been his real name.
That was the name on the TV show, Steve
Oh,
Austin.
okay, I didn't know that. Okay,
I used to have a
got me
Steve.
on that one.
I used to have the $6 Million Man toys and all that. Yeah, I remember that was. Ooh, I
Mm,
was 5, 6 years old. You wasn't even born yet when that show was out. So yeah, you wouldn't really remember that show, but I used to
mm,
watch that every week. And he was the $6 Million Man because it cost them $6 million to put him back together
mm.
with his bionic
Well,
eye and all his superpowers and strength. Yeah, so
well, the two things I think that people should be thinking about moving forward is the subpoenas that are going to be coming forward. I think they're probably going to win their subpoenas, but you're going to
mhm,
also understand that the co-conspirators and all these people, they're definitely going to be trying to hide stuff,
mhm.
especially their multiple cell phones and all of their laptops and all of their stuff. And see, while we're waiting on the judge to make this decision, it just gives them more time to hide information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this, oh boy, when they start taking them hard drives out these houses and these computers and start going, because people don't realize just because you delete something, there's a fingerprint of that document that never leaves the server of this website that you use. And all it takes is a subpoena to get those things. And boy, oh boy, my, my. Mm. So who do you think the big money is though?
I have no idea. I can speculate. I can tell you who I think. But the only two people that's running around here claiming to be so rich is Dr. Dingleberry and Bernard E. Jordan. So maybe they paid for it.
Mm,
Maybe Manasseh paid for it. Who knows at this point?
NASA. I never
Yeah,
thought about
why does he have two? Makes no sense.
it. Yeah, because his two still up short against those three. Still, you still in bad shape. You're still in
Hmm.
bad shape. And boy, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be very, very bad.
Yeah, I don't know who paid, but all I can say is everybody better make sure that they be prepared because I think this next wave of decisions from the judge, once he reads through and really understands the dynamic, which I think it'll become more clear. Because I knew that the judge was going to give him an extension because they typically do that. Now listen at this too. The judge is probably going to get frustrated with Youngblood because Youngblood is already telling lies even in the middle of his response. First, he
Mm,
did, excuse me. First, he tells the judge he works part time and he don't have no money, and he's having trouble getting attorneys. And then he turns around and he submits his new response, and he has two of them.
mm-hmm.
So on the one hand, you went from not having any money and a part time job to elicit sympathy from the court. And then when you got that sympathy from the court, then you responded the way he responded. And then in addition to that, he now has two attorneys. I don't think the court is going to smile on that. If you want to know the truth.
It ain't gonna end well.
Mm.
It ain't gonna end well.
No, I don't think so either.
It's not going to end well. I'm just wondering now because I've been sitting there. at my job, and I just write down on a sheet of paper. I draw a line down, and I said, who I think the other people are, who I think they are, and I think that it's going to be some very high-end, influential preachers. And I started thinking, I said, who besides a handful of people have a dislike for Bishop Jakes to that point where they'll try to do this? Who dislikes him? That's where I start. And who can you come up with, Marcel? It's just
Well, I mean, come on, Daryl. I mean, we don't really know. I'm going to tell you the truth. There's probably a lot of people that dislike TD Jakes. Are you kidding? You don't get to where he is in life, and financially, and in the ministry, and in movies and music and all the other businesses he has, without being disliked. I'm quite sure there's some people behind the scenes that don't care for him.
but do they have the financial means to do this and set this
Oh,
up?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. Well, you got to think about what we went through when we was doing, going through our situation with Dingleberry. All the preachers that called us and gave us information and told us stuff. We would not have known those people beforehand. There's people that literally don't like Dr. Dingleberry, that was willing to give us information and they help us through our process. So I bet you there are a lot of people that don't like TD Jakes. I know that's hard for people to believe, but I bet you there are a lot.
I'm sure there are, but it's just I'm trying to think who has the financial means to go after him though. Because I could dislike a lot of people, but who has the money to go after him? Because he ain't right here. He's right here financially.
Mm.
So who got the money to go up there? Now, let's just say I got mad and I wanted to go after. I hate it. I'm not saying I do. I'm just using this hypothetical. I hate Diddy. I hate Jay-Z. I hate Beyonce or whoever. Somebody on that level. I don't have the money to go at them like that. In order to go at somebody on that level, you have to be on that level too financially. To set up a group of people to conspire. So I started looking around. I'm like, who is on his financial level and social level that has the financial wherewithal that can put something like this into play? Because this takes a lot of money to set up something like this. You just can't haphazardly, like me and you sitting around at the table, we drinking some wine, drink some liquor, and whatever, man, let's go and get so-and-so. Let's do this, do that. Okay, it sounds good on paper, but how are we going to put this plan into motion? What resources do we have? What connections do we have? We ain't got that. We're not billionaires and multimillionaires. How can we go after somebody like that unless we got the funds to go after somebody like that? So that makes me start to think who in his circle or who he's been mingling with that has taken such a dislike to him that they've conspired with other people to go at him. You're right. You are absolutely right. I see what you're saying there. I agree.
Well, I'm going to agree with Dog Cigar Mafia. I don't think they thought that this was going to go too far, which is a testament to how stupid they are. And, Larry's always calling everybody stupid and talking about TD Jakes is stupid, his lawyers is stupid, everybody's stupid but him. And let me tell you something. This was dumb. And if this was their plan and this is how they do business, these men are stupid. And it's going to come back to bite them in the butt.
Mm-hmm. I'm at a loss for words though, because I never thought in my lifetime I would see something on this level of crazy. And I thank God that me and you ain't involved. Can't
Yeah,
blame.
well,
Can't
I
blame.
mean, we get to sit back and watch it all, but I'm just here to tell you, these people aren't worth the time of day. I'm just waiting for the courts to drop their papers. I'll do my commentary and we'll do commentary, but at this particular point, all of them could just go suck on an egg. I ain't even thinking about these people. I'm just being totally honest because it's just dumb. The whole thing is dumb.
It's actually funny. It ain't funny for Bishop Jakes, and I feel sorry for him because it almost killed the man. The man collapsed. The only person sicker than him right now is Marvin Wine.
Yeah, and I don't even have all the details for that. All I know is he passed out or was on his way for passing out again at the Bible study. So they cut the feed, and they said he was weird, acting weird, talking into his cell phone like it was the microphone, and just crazy stuff. But Marvin needs to go take a rest, and he should have been resting during this holiday season, and and they need to be trying to come up with a plan. excuse me, to offload this big old church because this it's not going to happen.
Everybody. In 2024 is not even over yet. It's more to come.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Nobody's building that church.
Ever.
No, it's not happening. They just need to give it back to the city. It ain't nothing but a frame anyway. They don't waste hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars. At this point, it's just a waste of time.
Who's gonna, in their right mind, with the economic conditions that's going on in Detroit, open a mega church? People aren't going to mega churches anymore. Everybody's online watching church service. I can't think of any mega church that's still packing them in like they used to before COVID. COVID was a game changer.
Yeah.
Even right here in my industry, the film industry, I'm going to give you an example. The movie Gladiator Part 2 just hit the theaters. It ain't even been a month good. Do you know you can already rent and buy it on Amazon Prime?
Oh, yeah. I saw a commercial for it on Netflix.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I haven't watched it, but yeah, I saw a commercial. Speaking of Netflix, that's literally what I've been doing over the last couple of days, just sitting and watching a bunch of movies and things on Netflix and enjoying myself and just trying to relax. So that's what I've been doing.
And I'm glad because I'm really glad you got to go and be with your family. I just rested. I didn't do anything. I did as little as possible. I was only off Christmas Day, but all week I just been like just chilling, resting.
Yeah, I'll be back in California on Sunday. I'm going to do a little bit of work on Sunday, and I am going to go live on Sunday. So we'll be having a conversation. I don't know if I'm going to talk about this. I probably will when I can, get a better, be feeling a little bit better. But what I want to come from is a different angle from this. And so, yeah.
Yeah, because that PowerPoint slide you put up was right up there. That's how they break down organized crime. Here's the head of the crime family. Here's the people, the lieutenants, the captains, and all the way down to the foot soldiers.
Well, all these people are trying to say they didn't say certain things. All I'm doing is letting people hear the stuff that they actually did say. Because, it takes a lot of work to go through all these videos and all this stuff.
It sure does. Lots of videos, especially when people like to run their mouth over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And you're just one person watching, imagine what Bishop Jake's legal team is doing, watching and recording and downloading and uploading it. They transcribed 4 shows verbatim, including what people in the chats were saying in those documents. They didn't just transcribe what was said on the screen. They were going, well, this person in the chat said such and such and such and such.
Mm-hmm.
All of that's in those court documents. Hundreds of pages of transcribed shows.
Well, and it is a tedious job for courts and for clerks and people on, in the legal field to have to transcribe all of these programs. And trust me when I tell you, they don't like to do that. They don't like YouTube videos. They don't want to have a whole bunch of YouTube videos that they got to submit because they have to agree upon which videos they're going to let in and which videos they're not. They have to submit all of this stuff to the court and then they end up having to make a decision about it. But who knows? We'll see. That's the only thing I can tell you.
He got money and he got time and he pissed off. Bad combination. His money is long. The man's got long money. He got long money, like the smoke that I be blowing. Longer than that.
Yeah, I think Dog Cigar Mafia is right. Unfortunately, the attempted coup is going to implode. I think it's imploding already.
Yes, sir. It's already imploded. It's bad. This is bad. But I'm so glad you and I are not involved.
Yeah, people are trying to distance themselves and all that kind of stuff. It just won't work. That's an old tactic and old ploy. They're not just going to walk away from one another at this particular point in time, you all. So just understand anybody telling you, oh, they're no longer friends or they're no longer, whatever, they're just all lying. It's just a lie. It's a smoke screen to get you to look the other way. That's all it is.
Take it from us. You heard it here. Court cases are not won on social media. You win a court case in a courtroom. You can go on everybody's platform that you want to and deflect and lie and do whatever and call people stupid or call people whatever you name you're going to call them and whatever voodoo curse you're trying to run. Talk about the retrogrades and the numbers and the astrologies and the soothsayers. You're not going to win a court case out here. You win it in a court of law. And right now, Bishop Jakes is not taking any prisoners. Everybody getting their head chopped off. Everybody. Boy, girl, man, woman, undecided, everybody getting it. Everybody.
Absolutely.
And I'm here for it. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Well, we'll see how it all pans out. That's what we'll definitely do. That's what we're definitely going to do.
And you best believe if it gets to the court and they have opening arguments, Pittsburgh is 2 hours away from me. You think I ain't gonna be there? I'm gonna be suited and booted. I'm gonna be right there in the courtroom. I'll be like this when y'all walk in. I'll be like, "Hey, how your mama?" I'll be sitting right there, laughing. Well, bite my shirt like this because they put me out if I start laughing. But I'm gonna be right there because I got time. Right there. 2 hours away. You got to be kidding. You think I'm gonna miss that? Oh no, I'm gonna be right there. Some of y'all gonna get to see me face to face for the first time. Yeah. Outside.
Well, all I can say is I've given you some of my thoughts for now. Dale, I'm gonna shut it down. I know you've been here for a minute.
Yeah, because I said we are gonna be here for an hour, and we are 10 minutes over. I get up out of here because it's time to lay it down, get some rest, and but yeah, I'm very guarded about what I say. But what I will say is this: the people that gave this man 2 lawyers, it's going to come out in court why you paid for this man's 2 lawyers. Who paid for him, why you paid for him, how much you paid him, and what is it that he knows, and I mean Youngblood, what is it that Youngblood knows that you don't want him to say in open court under oath? Because if he talks, or if they offer him a deal, they're like, look, we'll let this go away if you tell who pushed you up to this, how much they paid you, or did they pay you at all? And if he starts telling, a lot of y'all going to jail. Because see, he ain't going back to prison. He gonna do whatever he got to do to keep himself out of prison. He been to prison. The rest of y'all ain't been to prison. He know what it's like in prison. He ain't going back. And if he got to go back, he gonna take some of y'all with him.
Yeah, I don't think he's that smart. To be honest with you, and he may let his stupid self go back to prison because he's thinking he's going to be put in a ward where essayers are not going to be in with Gen Pop, because I don't think they put him in with Gen Pop, because the thing about that is when they find out what you've done, and especially if it had something to do with kids, he's as good as dead in there.
Yep, they put them in protective custody.
Yeah, he's good as dead.
They put them around other people that are charged with the exact same thing, because if he gets out in the regular population, it ain't gonna end well.
Yeah.
It's not gonna end well at all. It is not going to end well for him. It's going to be a very bad situation for everybody involved. And yeah. So that being said, people, remember, you heard it here first. You heard it here first. Everybody that was out there talking all this, that old black magic. Remember when you did this? Remember when you did this to me? Remember when you made fun of me? Remember? Now, your black sand curses have come back to haunt you. You put my name in a jar and you tried to bury it in black sand, but your voodoo curses ain't work. Your voodoo curses have now put you out in harm's way. And all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put your ass back together again. You in trouble. You in a lot of trouble. Before this is over, your biggest fear is going to become a reality. I used to say your biggest fear was, you people over there, I used to say your biggest fear was losing your money. It's not that. That's at the top level. That's not even at the top. That's right here. You're not afraid of losing money because you scammed and schemed and got money before. You can scam and scheme and get it all over again. Your biggest fear is being exposed for who you really are. That is your biggest fear. Things like being not poor white trash, but poor black trash. Being broke and poor, being uneducated, having no job skill, having no real talent. Those are the things you are scared that people are going to find out. And this whole situation is going to lay all of that out on Front Street. And you'll fight to the death if you have to keep that from happening. You ain't worried about the little pennies, because you schemed and got it one time, you'll scheme and get it again. Maybe not as much, but you'll figure out something. But once you've been exposed for who you really are, that's your fear. And you'll do whatever you got to do to keep that from happening. But it's too late. It's too late. You've been exposed. And for the rest of your life, all of you, for the rest of your life, every time you come out somewhere on social media or anywhere, or in public, walking down the street, and you open your mouth, somebody going to ask you about this stuff. And you're going to have to be held accountable for the rest of your life. Well, thank y'all for coming. Please click like and share this video. Tune in to Marcellus on Sunday. I'll be there. I'll be around. Oh, told y'all you better treat people right. Before y'all go to bed tonight, get your Bible or go online and read Psalm 109. Pay close attention to verses 1 through 20. The whole chapter is good. Trust me. It's God's protection against your enemies. Get that down in your spirit. Psalm 109. It's right there. Psalm 109. Get that down in your spirit. And tell me if, once you read it, tell me if it ain't coming to pass right now in this situation. I'm going to go to bed now. Good night. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. Bye.